See? There you go.
Holy shit.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Count us in, motherfucker.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Whoa. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Necro fucking Electric. I'm your host, Sean D. Skellington. This is my wife covered in monster, Kylie, and the sorceress of Oscar's wiener, Jordan Fernandez.
But it's true. But it's true.
Today we have a very special guest,
Guys.
Megan.
Hello.
Hello.
This is how I greet everything.
I feel like we have the same hair, except yours looks better than mine.
It doesn't.
It does. It really does.
No,
yours is
I'll
pink
show
and
you a
yours is
picture,
purple.
buddy, because the fact that it's
Buddy.
pushed back means that you can't see the splotches of blonde at the root where I missed it. And Ryan came up behind me one day and was like, "You got a lot of blonde in the back of your head."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, do you want me to take a picture?" And I was like, "Obviously, yes."
Yeah.
And then he showed me and I said, "You've let me walk around like this. You're supposed to be my friend. What's wrong with you?"
Shout out to Ryan.
I know. Some boyfriend of 8 years.
Before we get too deep, you know the shit. Hit the fucking subscribe button. Get
Hit
us
the
to,
shit or we'll hit your shit.
Okay.
I'm feeling violent today. I've been listening to Angry Girl Rock all day.
Angry Girl Rock.
Yes.
Avril Lavigne.
Ew.
Don't say ew. I love Avril.
No way.
All right.
Yeah, Avril.
Megan has been here a few times.
Yes. Truth.
What is this? Is probably your fourth?
Third? Yeah.
Because you were part of some
First
some
time
special
with
ones, right?
that was here for last Christmas with Scoob.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Y'all give me the knife. I still use it.
Nice.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely haven't done Who the Hell Are You then?
I have not.
So let's get into that.
Is that the
Question
whole
one.
thing? Oh. I was like, that's the whole thing? You just asked me who the hell are you? Go on.
So-
I'm sorry.
Question
so-
one. We're gonna answer two of these, and then two we're just gonna.
Oh, look at that. My pen and my paper's all wet with Monster.
And I still
It's
haven't
all
given
wet.
Jordan a new pen. She broke hers.
Do you want to use
Getting
mine?
too excited.
No. Sean broke it and then gave me the broken one.
Oh, do you want to
No.
use mine?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Here you go. I
came
made
prepared
it. It's
with
got
the
my
fucking
name on
pen?
it.
She made it. Look how
Look at
cute
that.
that is. Megan makes
So
cups
cute.
and pens.
Uh-huh.
Which, by the
Domino
way,
sets,
We didn't
bunch of
plan
stuff.
this.
We did not. I just keep a pin in my pocket for
What else you
these
got in
moments
there?
where I can be like, look what I made.
Use mine. I made it.
Yes, exactly. So I can be like, I sell them.
Yeah.
and it's purple ink. Or
Dude, we should do that. Should be an episode where you guys just dump your fucking purses out, and we see what the fuck is in all those
I'm good.
fucking.
Mine is usually a minimum of 3 packs of cigarettes. So, you know.
All right, werewolf, vampire, witch, pirate, goblin. For some reason, troll,
It feels like
monster hunter. What
This-
would you be?
what would you
But
Oh.
you can't say yet.
be? We're gonna guess. I'm gonna.
I was
Pick
going
it
to
up
say
from
this
your
sounds
aura.
like the memory test that Trump had to take. You're just throwing words at me. Give me the options again.
Vampire,
Vampire.
werewolf,
Witch.
witch, troll, goblin, pirate,
Monster Hunter.
monster hunter.
Let's be real, witch.
That's
Yeah.
what
Because I got a lot of grudges.
That's a goblin witch.
I said hippie witch.
Yeah,
That's the kind of
it's-
witch I would be.
It's witch. I hold a lot of grudges.
Uh-huh.
So that seems like the most adequate way for me to use my
There
powers.
you go.
Yeah.
All right, question 2. What kind of porn do you get into?
Don't tell us yet.
I don't know. Megan.
Megan's kind of cynical.
Oh,
I feel like she
I
critiques
know.
porn if she watches it. All right, I'm gonna go with.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
I don't actually watch porn.
Okay. Boo.
Yeah. Yep.
If you did.
I know because I grew up Catholic.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
Oh, so
guilt
that's
in
some guilt.
anything sexual. Like it's like, oh, it's dirty. Even though like as an adult, like staunch liberal, I'm like, you know what? As long as it's ethically done and you're getting paid for your time and these women are being treated well, what do I care how they make their money? Good for
Ethically
you.
sourced, ethically.
But in the back of my mind, it's still like,
Yeah.
you can't do this. Yeah.
What about Ryan? Does Ryan watch it?
I don't know what kind of porn he watches.
What are you watching, Ryan?
No idea. No idea, because I had a friend
Ryan.
ask me once. They were like, "What'd you do if you walked in and like to Ryan like jerking off?"
Just going
And
to
I was
town.
like, "No." I was like, I would literally be like, "No," and like walk out. And they were like,
scold
"You
him.
wouldn't like offer to like finish him?" And I was like,
That's
no
private time.
Listen,
You wouldn't be
I was
curious to see what he was
entered
watching?
this himself. He may now allow that poison to exit his body by himself. I will not assist in this.
I
That's
just
a
feel
sin.
like it's such a personal thing. Like, how weird would it be for somebody to come up and be like, "All right, I'm gonna finish you now."
like,
And you're like,
ooh,
"No,
this seems
stop."
sexy.
But
Like,
stop. But I wouldn't if say Sean walked in on me, I wouldn't be able to finish if he just walked in and then turned right back out.
Yeah.
I know, because
I feel
I
like
would.
that's a
that's,
bitch
that's
move
the
to
other
do,
thing
dude.
is that my goal would be like, and now you get blue balls because
Yeah.
you either fuck me or not.
See,
That's
I
it.
would end
That's
up
my life.
like getting
Grudges.
up from wherever I am and just being like, "So we're not going to talk about this, right?"
Yeah.
So you didn't see that, right? 'Cause-
Yeah.
No, that's
'cause-
lame, dude.
You just be like,
You gotta fucking get nude and go and handle it.
listen, dude, at that point,
what the fuck?
you get up and you realize, like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm not finishing today.
Yeah.
That's it. Because then the other thing is, if you then stay in that room and finish, I'm angrier because I'm like, how fucking dare you?
But isn't that? Wouldn't you respect it in a? What if
No.
you like? What if you like dead eyed?
No, I would slam the door.
There was an episode of Girls where I can't remember what the
With Lena Dunham.
yeah, where
And
Adam
Allison
Driver's
Williams.
character was jerking it, and like she walks in and she's like, "You're just gonna keep going," and he's like, "Yeah, you want to watch?" And I had secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to like. Why? I guess if you are.
Religious chicks, dude. You guys are.
Yeah.
It's not
I
a
know.
You
religion
guys are no
thing.
fun.
It's like a. This is your personal time. I guess it goes in the same realm
Is
of
it?
like, yes.
That's just cringy to me. If I walk in, you should at least act a little embarrassed. Don't be like, you want to watch? No.
now
I
if
don't.
you are
You don't want to watch yourself masturbate. Why do I?
if you are in the middle of like if you're in the middle of having sex and that just like that's something that happens, like you're just
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
sexy, you're
Yeah.
doing it together, but like if you walk like it's like walking in while somebody's pooping, like
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
I am less embarrassed.
Masturbating are not the
Bro,
same
I am
thing.
less embarrassed at the idea of someone walking in on me pooping
No.
than someone walking in on masturbating.
No.
I am 100% serious.
No,
I would die.
100% serious. Oh, no.
when I go in
Ryan jokes that I shit with the door open. I don't, but I do pee with the door open sometimes. I'll just be like, I'll be talking to the dog.
Yeah.
And I like won't interrupt my conversation with the dog to go pee. I'll just like,
Yeah.
my dogs just come in. My dog and my new kitty, they just like come in and they're just like sniffing around my area, and I'm like, could you go away?
the new dog that I have is very considerate. He'll just stand by the door.
Oh,
sitting
that's
there, like-
sweet.
My old dog, though, would come into the bathroom, lay by my feet, or just like hop into the bathtub. And I'd be like,
All right.
all right, bro.
All right then.
Yeah, we're different. If I walked
Yeah.
in, it would be like, player 2 has entered the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I still even in my own house, I will shut and lock the bathroom door because I'm afraid somebody might come in, and then I will be embarrassed for life. Like I can't stand it. I don't like it.
You know what I think it is? It's that I grew up being that kid who would talk to my mom while she pooped. Like full on be like, Mom! And there was nothing she could do that could convince me otherwise. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure Bane like talks to you while you poop. I'm sorry, you
Yeah.
don't. Oh, I was like, are you someone who doesn't admit pooping?
Oh no.
Because like there's a lot of people like that. Like they're not here for it. Whereas I like when I worked at a tattoo shop, I was a piercer and I would straight up stand up in front of the whole shop and be like, gotta shit. See you guys in 20. I'm just not ashamed of it at
More
all.
fiber.
Dude, I poop like 4 times a day.
Jesus
Minimum.
Christ.
4 times a day.
Minimum. That's my minimum line. If I go a day without pooping twice, I'll take a laxative. My doctor's asked me to stop doing that.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. I told my doctor that, and he was like, please don't take a laxative because you didn't poop twice. And I was like, but my body, I feel like it's going to explode out of me. But yeah, 4 times a day.
That's
Wow.
That's what I've got.
Everybody's temple's different, right?
Mine's just filled with shit.
What were the guesses?
Oh,
I said dominatrix porn. Because
Wow.
I feel like you kind of give up.
You like straight up were like, not only does she watch porn, she watches hardcore porn.
Hey, you know what? You have a very confident vibe. Like you could really put on
That's a facade.
so
Go
you
on.
could really put on some like stilettos and like
Step on Ryan's
stuff-
nuts.
something like that to just really be like,
Oh,
I'm in
man.
charge here. So that's the vibe I got. Obviously,
Oh
I was
my
wrong.
God.
I was wrong.
That's
but-
so opposite of the vibe that I've ever heard anyone get from me. I feel like I'm like the Melissa McCarthy of every group that I'm in. Just like the fat funny bitch. Like
Aw.
I'm here for it. I'm okay with it. It's okay. I'm very big on like it's not a bad word.
Yeah,
It just is what it is.
no, because
Yeah.
I definitely,
like,
yeah.
I'm very much that like I'm funny,
Yeah.
not someone who's like I'm super sexy.
Or
Yeah,
I'll
that's
step
not
on
me
your
either.
balls
I'll
to
step
give
on
me
your
pleasure.
nutsack.
I'm way too awkward for
Just
that.
the heel.
I couldn't be a dominatrix. I just couldn't take them seriously. I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with
Dude,
you? Get up
I
and go away.
I can't even own lingerie. Like I'm like, no, this looks weird on me.
I
Right?
know.
No, I'm good.
I'm too curvy for this.
Yeah.
My bits are popping
I'm like,
out.
you know what? I got tits. You should be grateful. That's all you need. You don't need the lace.
What'd you say?
I wrote situational. I figured like
Like a sitcom.
no, like
I wrote the
Seinfeld
actual.
porn. No. I figured like priest nun or like pizza delivery guy.
He's not. That makes my Catholic heart so sad. It's so hard for me to hear.
Father O'Brien. goes
Listen,
to
I'm a
downtown.
Mexican Catholic. Thank you.
Father Fernandez.
No, I'm a Fernandez.
So explain theatrical. Go on. Like I'm watching Hamilton porn.
Like people
Acrobatic?
who reenact
Ooh.
Star Wars, but make it a
Hamilton.
porn.
Oh, like Harry
yeah.
Twatter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Great.
like that.
I would watch some
Star
Hamilton porn.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
She
Guess-
actually watches Star Wars.
There you
or
go.
whatever.
And Hamilton porn.
Once a year.
I've never watched Hamilton porn.
I don't know that it
Only
exists.
the Star Wars porn.
I don't want. I've never
I
seen
would
a Star
imagine
Wars.
Hamilton porn.
Who would watch
Yeah.
Is
Listen,
Hamilton the play-
Jordan.
Is
I
Hamilton
would
the play
watch it,
actually
too.
about Hamilton's like Shakespeare?
Yes. No.
No.
No, that's
It's about-
Hamlet.
Or Hamlet. Fuck me.
It's about Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah, the
Our
guy on the
forefather?
$10 bill.
Yeah, the duel.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Aaron
so
Burr,
I'm
sir.
sure at some point somebody will come up with the Hamilton porn. I just feel like it's just in our future because it's so popular.
I'm not gonna like it or appreciate it.
No, I won't either. But if it was somebody that was in the original one, like if it was Daveed Diggs, I'd be like, boy,
Bro, I might watch that.
I will watch you all day long.
Dude,
So-
he's so attractive.
He is, and he's
See,
in the,
like even in my language, I'm very like. He's very attractive.
Yeah.
I never say things like he's hot.
He's
He's
got a
he's
hard
fine. No, that's not. I'm like, nah, he's attractive.
What's
He's a
that?
very handsome man.
Or what did they say? Hanging dong.
what's
Thunder
the
gun in it.
TikTok I've been watching? Oh, for you, I'm gonna let you hit it for free.
Yeah. I do tell. So Ryan
I'm on a
watches
different
wrestling
planet. I have
a
no idea
lot.
What you guys are talking about?
And Ryan watches wrestling a lot. And one of the things that he has caught me saying, and like they used to have a podcast, and they said they would always joke that they were going to have a bit called "Could They Get It?" and it was going to star me, aka Egg, is what all of our friends call me. And they were, and I'll explain it. And we would be watching wrestling, and I'd be like, Finn Balor, he could get it. And Ryan would be like, and then they would just throw random wrestler names at me. Like we met one of my favorite wrestlers from WWE was at True Love one night.
Uh-huh.
And he complimented my karaoke. And I was like, and I
me now.
cried when I met him. Because
like
we
a hall
went
pass list?
back. No. We went back because I didn't realize it was him until we had left for the night. And so we went back and I was like, excuse me, are you who I think you are?
Who was it?
And it was Xavier Woods, Austin Creed.
I don't
He
know any current wrestling.
He does a video game YouTube series.
Oh,
Up, down, down. And so I went to him and I was like, are you who I think you are? And he was like, who do you think I am? And I was like, well, what's your name? And he was like,
Daddy.
Austin. And I was like, is it Austin Creed? And I whispered it as if no one else in the bar knew. And I was like, is it Austin Creed? And he was like, yes. And I was like, oh my God. I got a picture with him. But like Ryan would ask me like, could he get it? And I'm like, oh, Xavier Woods could get it.
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, Hulk Hogan. And I'm like, no.
No.
Hulk Hogan could not get it. The skin of a boiled hot dog. No, thank
fucking
you.
70-year-old guy, fucking
Yeah.
bad
I was
hips
like,
and shit, going to town.
And then he'll be like, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I'm like, Stone Cold Steve Austin could get it because he's funny as fuck.
He's cracking beers.
He's
over the back.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Megan.
Yeah.
Hey,
But I just have weird taste.
I ventured into the amateur wrestling world at one point, and there are a lot.
Which one?
Porn world.
So it wasn't that I was. Jesus Christ, Kylie.
I'm gonna be real, me too, a little bit.
No, okay, so like it's not anybody that I don't know their names. I dated a guy who was a wrestler that wrestled around like Colleen and Waco and Temple and whatever.
And Austin.
I don't know if he ever went to Austin.
Was
but
it
Nobody heard it.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't. But it's something like that. Anyway, so I went to one of his matches. I went to one of his matches, and I was like calculating in my head. I was like, if I break up with him, what are the chances that I could get with that wrestler? Or that wrestler, because they were all gorgeous. Like they were all like tall and beefy and like they would like smile at me, and I'd be like, hey, like
Little whore.
But that's the thing. That's why they couldn't get into the big name, because those big names, you have to look like Andre the Giant or the Big Show.
I guess
there are very few like very attractive wrestlers.
I don't know. I feel like there's
especially with like the Attitude Era, like.
So Sean, which wrestlers do you find attractive?
I know
No idea.
it's 100% not something
He
anyone
does
would think
get-
I know anything about.
Kids think that he's a wrestler.
The Undertaker?
What's the guy's name?
Well, my hair's shorter. They think I'm Matt Hardy.
Yeah. When
Oh.
his hair is
Yeah.
short. Yeah.
Perfect. I like that my immediate was The Undertaker. Great. Listen, The Undertaker, that man,
Can you get it?
no, but he should be dead
old,
5
too.
years ago. He should have died like 5 years ago.
Yeah, really?
He's not even that old, dude. He's
Really?
like in his I want to say late 40s, early 50s.
He's lived
Yeah,
a hard
dude.
He
life.
was like
He's like
fighting in the early
Maybe
80s.
he's maybe like 55, maybe around there. But like he looks like he's 800 years old.
Yeah, because he's lived a hard life
Yeah.
to his body and his mind.
Yeah, it's almost like there are issues with the concussions that are brought on by those
Yeah,
things.
interesting.
CTE.
So the third question
That's what I
is
was going to ask, yeah.
is
Is
it one of these, or are we asking her the regrets
Her
one first?
biggest. What's your biggest? If you're on your deathbed right now, looking back at your life, what's your biggest regret?
My $53,000 in student loans. No, I'm sorry. Did y'all want to write down answers,
No,
or do I
no,
just?
no,
no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna guess your biggest regret.
I know. I was like,
That
ooh,
time she
this
fucked
is
Xavier Woods.
This is a really good time to read someone right now. I actually typically like to say that like I really don't regret a whole lot, because I'm like, it is what it is. I'm where I'm at because of every shit thing that's ever happened to me. So I try not to live with like that kind of thing. I know that sounds like pretentious as fuck, but I
don't
try to
think
just
so.
be like, no, I don't regret that. It fucking sucked. Like I've had friendships that I'm like, oh, that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm like, no, well, brought me where I
It
am.
sounds relaxing. Like you don't
Yeah.
have any regrets. Like
Yeah.
That sounds a lot more relaxing.
You know what else I don't have?
Sounds like
be
not
live.
taking responsibility
Yeah.
for your actions.
I definitely have some regrets.
I'm glad Kylie didn't take the pen. I don't wrong people, Kylie.
I know what you have or have not done. I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying some people might.
Yeah, no, some people should
Yeah.
regret things that they do.
Yeah.
Ted Kaczynski, he should regret sending those bombs.
Yeah.
The other thing I don't have, guilty pleasures. Nope, just pleasures.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a
See,
good
that's
one.
relaxing.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
I don't feel
prefer
guilty
that.
for things that I like. That's
good.
why I don't like porn, because I would feel guilty for it.
And then we got a special bonus question.
Okay, so I am going to choose. What is the thing that most people think about you that is actually not true?
You watch porn.
Oh, confidence. It's the confidence.
The confidence.
It's 100%. Everyone's like, you seem really confident. And I'm like,
It's a lie.
that's called a facade.
That,
You learn
that's a
that
lie.
very young when you're bullied as a child.
Oh,
You learn how to be
yeah.
like, no, I'm
Kids are
too cool
so
for
mean,
you.
Man. Kids
Yeah,
are
dude.
mean.
Well, like people used to tell me in high school, like, you just look too cool for me. And I'd be like, dude, I'm lame as fuck. Like, I'm not cool. I'm a fucking nerd. And they'd be like, no, you just like, you walk around like you're so cool. And I'm like, no, I think that's more of a projection of yourself.
Yeah.
When you think someone's too cool to be friends with you. Like, no.
I took
I
our
don't-
son to the park the other day, and there was like all
Was a
these
kid a
little
shit
girls.
to him? Oh.
No.
I
He
was
doing
like,
great.
I'll
He was
drop
playing
kick him.
with these 3 little girls, and they were probably like around 7 or 8. And then, like, they kept looking at me. I mean, I was watching them because
Yeah.
they were playing with Bane. And I was like, why do they keep looking at me? And I'm, like, reverting back to that, like,
Yeah.
are they going to bully me?
Yeah. See, like,
And then, one of the little girls was like, you have very pretty hair. And I was like,
Aww.
I know.
cute. Like, it made me way too happy. I was just like,
I'm the same way. Like if a kid, like 4 or younger, if you're staring at me, I'm fully prepared
Yeah.
for you to come up and be like,
yeah.
she's ugly.
Yeah.
And be like,
Because kids will do that.
That's
They will-
true.
They have
Like,
no filter. If
no.
they do not like something about
No.
you, they will say it.
Yeah.
well, and a lot of the
Oh,
time
yeah.
it's not even that, because like I had a friend of mine who has a special needs son. This kid came out to me. We were at a pool party. This kid came out to me and started like poking my belly. And I was like, right? And then he goes, it's so soft. And I was like, yup. And his dad is like, stop it. And I was
Yeah.
like, it's fine. And he was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, he probably doesn't even think he's being rude. Like at that
Yeah.
age, they're just observing things in
Yeah.
the world. They don't realize that it's like
Rude.
impolite. Like,
Which I don't really know where you draw the line on that, because my daughter,
She told me to pull my pants up the other day and punch me in the ass.
But
she did. She did. We were at Chuck E. Cheese one time, and there was a little boy who had this burn scar on his face, poor thing. And she just immediately stared at him. And I was trying to get her to be like, Aurora, let's go. Stop staring or
Yeah.
whatever. And then just as loud as she could, what happened to his face? And I was like, oh my God. I was mortified. I wanted to crawl under the drink machine and die.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. And like, thankfully the mom was like, oh, he got into an accident when he was little, just very,
Yeah.
and she was like, oh, okay. But the whole time I was like, oh my God, that is so fucking rude. Please shut up.
Because you
Like,
know
Jesus.
that, like, unfortunate as it sounds, you know that mother is used to answering that question.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it's from kids. If you, as a grown ass woman, went, what happened to his face?
that would be weird.
A little different. That's when she's
Yeah.
gonna be
Taking
like,
the ring
that
off.
woman's a bitch. Yeah. Like, that being said, I did once hear about a little girl at my niece's daycare being not nice to her. What my niece told me was she pushed me down, and I was like, what's her name? Like, I was fully prepared. I told my sister, I was like, get me her social security number. I'll destroy her credit before she has a chance. And I often say things like, I don't get in physical altercations because internal scars are forever.
Yeah.
I just make
On
people
that note-
cry.
We got time for an ad real quick.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by Dark and Dreary Clothing. Dark and Dreary is an edgy fashion and lifestyle brand that embraces great design and unsurpassed quality. Dark and Jury has quickly gained a following amongst fans of the occult, horror, punk rock, heavy metal, and all-around free thinkers and retailers worldwide without shoving a preachy, trendy, or political message down your throat. So buy the best, fuck the rest, darkandjuryclothing.com.
Boom.
Always dance a little while you're taking off your jacket.
That's situational.
Yes.
So I have the same kind of like mentality as you when it comes to that kid stuff.
Yeah.
So here's a situation that I recently went through.
We already heard about this.
But I want to see what she thinks, right? Was I a dick or was it totally justified?
This needs to be a segment. Was I a dick?
Is this you or a child being a dick?
It's me and my child.
Okay.
All right. So I took him to the mall.
I'm gonna tell you
his
it's
favorite
you.
pizza place is Sombrero or whatever the fuck it's called.
Whatever that pizza place is in the mall.
Sambo, whatever the fuck it's called.
It is not Sambo's. I guarantee you that.
Well, anyway, there's a pizza stand, and like 10 feet from the pizza stand is like all these little tiny kid like quarter rides on the train. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I'm familiar with the land of the rich.
Yeah. And there's a fucking crane machine. And at the time, Bane was really obsessed with these crane machines. And he goes over to it, and he's just trying to play, and I'm watching him in line, and then there's a family that's about 2 feet in front of that machine, and then their little son goes over and like kind of pushes Bane out of the way, right? So I'm watching, and I'm like, all right. And then
Don't love that.
Bane, our son is the sweetest kid ever, right?
And so got a side to him.
So he put his hands up and was kind of like, hey, what's up, man, you know? And then the kid was like just stay away from this machine, you know, or whatever. And the kid wasn't playing.
This is mine.
And then I was like, it's all right, Bane, you know, just kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, let
Punch him in
everybody
the face,
know
Bane.
that I'm watching.
I'm watching, yeah.
And then the kid goes away, and then Bane goes back to do his thing, and then the kid runs back over and pushes Bane down.
No.
And
no.
The parents of that kid are right in front of them, right? So I'm a death metal, heavy metal vocalist, right? So,
Right.
And I have like a quick temper. So
Yeah.
in my deepest thing, I said, hey, you don't fucking push him. Like,
Yeah.
so
Metal
loud.
screamed
Great.
at this fucking
As
kid.
loud as I could. And I said, whose fucking kid is this? You know? And then the mom hopped up real quick and just grabbed the kid, but the dad didn't fucking look or do anything. You know?
The dad just bitched out. He was like, nope, not mine.
And I went over and was like, what the fuck's going on? You know, and like, you don't, and then I yelled at their kid. I said, you don't fucking push people, you know? And then I grabbed my kid and I went back to my line. And then everybody looked at me like I was fucking psychotic.
Because that is a little psychotic.
And then I thought she was going to back me up when I got home and told her about it. And she was like, you shouldn't have done that. I was like, all right.
I mean, I agree. You should have been like, hey, like...
Yeah, you have to speak up,
okay.
but you also can't make yourself... If you have to question if you're the asshole... You've now made yourself a villain in someone else's story where their little shit kid could have easily been that villain, and you could have been the level-headed dude. I know you don't.
Story, and then people were like, "Why are you screaming at little kids?"
I know you don't, but what I'm telling you is that person now does. Now that couple and that little shit get to be like, this old man screamed at my son.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So,
but in the alternate universe, you could have just been like, hey, don't push people. And then that little shit of a kid could have continued being the villain in everyone's story.
Yeah.
See,
it's just because Bane's so sweet.
I'm also not a parent,
what
so
I'm saying?
don't take my parenting
Like,
advice
if Bane was
serious
a little
ever.
shit,
Yeah,
it
no,
wouldn't have bothered me
absolutely.
as bad, but
I get
Bane
it.
has like the heart of like.
Well, and
he
also,
loves everything.
that's your child, and you're always
No,
going to protect your
on top of that,
child.
His favorite things are umbrellas and rainbows. I'm telling you, like, he is the most gentlest fucking kid in the whole entire world. And I just, I had a really rough childhood. So, like, when I see things happen to him, like, it sets off, like.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm on Sean's side with this because if I had seen somebody push my kid down, I would have done the exact same thing. Because the thing is like, that kid might have shitty parents. He might be bullied at home. Like, I don't really know or care. But if you are suddenly imposing yourself on my kid, like that Mama Bear comes out.
Yeah.
And I remember we went to Hawaiian Falls, right? Mm-hmm. And we were
water park.
Yeah, we were swimming in the wave pool, and there were these kids that were just wildly pushing people over to chase each other. Like, it wasn't like they were in their area. They were just purposely going through.
Yeah.
And so one of the kids knocked my daughter over, and I turned around and I was like, do not run again. You knocked my kid over, and I will go find your mom. And he was like, okay. And he didn't do it again. And I was like, see, because if I hadn't said anything, I don't know what would have happened. But I saw red, and I was like, don't
Hold
knock
up,
my
though.
kid down.
Did you scream at them or did you speak firmly to them?
I was definitely screaming.
Oh,
Because
all
there
right,
were-
crazy person.
Because there were like a lot of other people around.
and it's also
and it was
water.
loud. Yeah.
like that's also you're gonna kill someone,
Yeah,
kids.
but another thing
Yeah.
that triggered my shit was that the parents didn't do anything.
Yeah, no,
And they wouldn't have
yeah.
done anything
and maybe that's
if nothing would have happened. The
Yeah.
dad to this day never did anything. He wouldn't
Yeah.
even fucking look at me.
oh, he didn't follow you home to apologize.
No,
I like that you
I
said
walked
to this
I went
day,
to
as
their
if he was
table.
gonna write you a letter in the days following to be like,
Well,
"I'm really sorry, my kid's an asshole. I will beat him."
Well, I went to their table and he was like this. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
and he just fucking did this shit. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it just irritated me.
Maybe he's just a beaten down
Like,
man.
I mean,
Yeah.
so you have a very, it can be scary, stern voice.
Right.
And then you have a fucking death metal voice, which is terrifying.
I think that's where.
Next time, let's keep it in the stern, scary voice area instead
I
of
regret
the death
nothing.
metal scream.
Fair.
When it comes to Bane, I regret nothing.
what
This one lines
that's what
up.
I would say.
This one lines up to your regret nothing
Yeah.
assessments.
I wish the dad would have stood up. That's what I wished.
Listen, like I wish I would have beat the fuck out of
I
that
would have gave
dude.
his kid the lesson
Sometimes-
of a lifetime.
And don't get me wrong, like I
Yeah.
said, like I'm not a parent. I just threatened to ruin a 4-year-old's credit score because here's the kicker. Are you ready? I didn't even get to the best part of the story. I tell my sister, I was like, "What's up with this little cunt pushing my niece down?" And she was like, "All right, what she neglected to tell you was that she pushed her down a slide." And I was like,
Oh.
"All right, why?" And she was like, "Because she was just sitting at the top of the slide, not going down." And I
would've
was
pushed her
like,
too.
"Well, she didn't want to go down. How dare she force her to go?" I was like, "You know, this is all about consent, Alyssa." And she was like, "Stop." And then she told my niece, she was like, "Listen, man, slides are for going down. Like, you can't just sit at the top of the slide. The point is to go down it." And she goes, "Slides are also for sitting and relaxing." And my sister goes,
Got a point.
"No, you're thinking of the ground." But I even still hearing that she pushed her down a slide, I was like, shouldn't put her hands on people. She deserves to get hit.
Yeah.
And she was like, "God, Megan."
Yeah.
I'm not a parent, but even my niece, I'm like, I'll destroy a kid's credit score. I told my sister once, I was like, I'll drop kick a kid. I don't care. Fuck with my niece.
yeah.
She's my favorite person on earth.
I would do the
everyone
same
knows.
thing because
Yeah.
I heard Aurora was getting bullied on her bus, and I was
saw that.
immediately infuriated. I was like, "What's this little girl's name?" And she told me, and I was like, "What's her mommy's name?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "I don't know what her mommy's name is. Like, why would I know that?" And so, like, I apparently, like, it wasn't as bad as Aurora was saying it was, but she was still getting bullied.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
if I had been in that town, I would
Yeah.
have gotten on that bus and sat next to that little girl, and I would have been like, if you touch another person on this bus, I'm smacking you.
I'm throwing you off
I'm-
of a moving bus.
I'm going to throw you through the window.
I'm going to throw you through the emergency escape in the ceiling.
Like, you
Yeah.
don't mess with my, like, and my kids can be dill holes, okay? Like, they really know how to push your buttons and be absolute jerks, okay? Aurora roasted a whole table of vendors at the market
Oh my god.
when we went.
Man,
so,
I'll be real. I was afraid she was going to roast me that day.
No.
When I told her I wouldn't give her those stabby cats, she straight up picked it up and goes, "Can I have this?" And I was like, "No." And then another kid did it. Another kid walked up later in the day and was
Yeah.
like, "What's this?" And I was like, "It's a cat." And they go, "Can I have it?" And I was like, "No."
Go for
And he was like,
$19.95.
"Why?" And I was like, "You got $5?"
Yeah.
Well, no. And I was like, "Also, I don't think your mom wants you having a weapon. So get on out of here."
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, she you run a little I guess shop
Yeah.
store called
Yeah.
Mandy Aesthetics. She makes cups, she makes
Tumblers.
resin tumblers, she
Yep.
makes
Pens.
pens.
dominoes.
And I bought a cup from her at the market, and I love it, and I've gotten so many compliments on
So
it.
glad.
It's
So
just
cute.
every time somebody comes to my office, oh my god, I love that cup, and I'm like, I know, right? It's so cute. My friend made it.
Good.
So yeah, and you are you going to be at this month's
Yes,
market?
I will.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
What about the bedazzled dildo market?
What?
No, I'm not going to be at that one, as it turns out. Epoxy is not recommended for your twat. Shocking. Moisture can really destroy the resin, as it turns out.
Just trying to expand your
It
product
really
line.
cracks it.
Oh man.
I've been making some Benoit balls.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did this. Like, that's how big anyone wants to stretch their vagina out to.
If all you're looking for is something, not made of silicone, you can just go get a crystal dick at Celestial Sisters. They have them all over the place, made out of crystal. Yeah, I was like, there are way more crystal penises than I think is necessary here, but I guess I understand why you would want one.
Because it's got to be really porous.
I don't think you would use it though. I think it's for like fertility, like spells or energy or something.
Or it's like those
that.
girls in the
Onto it while
60s that used to do the dick molds
Yeah.
of every dude they fucked. Yeah. That's real. Women in the 60s and 70s used to do like molds of every dick that they fucked.
yeah, like,
especially
Almost
if they
Famous,
were.
right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and like, especially if they were celebrities, they'd make molds of their dicks. Like,
Mick
I don't
Jagger
know.
penis.
All right.
I mean,
It
Yeah.
seems
Time
like
for
at
another
some
ad
point
real
you're going to be disappointed.
might as well keep the ones that you like, right?
Yeah. Just because you fuck them doesn't mean you liked them.
I meant the penis, not the person.
No, I know.
This episode is also brought to you by Mod Ministry. Mod Ministry merch creates for the edgy woman, the kind of woman who works hard but plays much harder, who embraces femininity but tests the societal limits. We are not for the faint of heart. We are bold. We are beautiful. Check out Mod Ministry Etsy page for handmade lingerie. 5-star rated seller since 2014.
Boom, strap it on. Valentine's Day's coming.
Yes, it is.
You got to get your orders in now.
Yeah. Now, please.
There are some dicks that I would have liked to make a silicone mold of to keep.
Shout out to Oscar.
Yeah, shout out to Oscar, for real.
The old, open up the old chest.
It feels like it would
2014, that was a good year.
It feels like it would be a very messy process. Like something that would require a lot of time and
Yeah.
Candace
I mean,
Gotti did it. Didn't she told us in her
Oh
thing?
yeah.
Oh.
Shout out to the Gottis.
I mean, why not? Why not?
I don't want to commit that much time to anyone's dick. It'd be like, I made this mold and now I have to fill it and now I have to demold it and also I've wasted the money on the silicone putty
Yeah.
for the mold. Like,
You could have used that time to
No.
make a very cute tumbler.
you could have just used that time to fuck.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Follow-up option.
That's
What if
true.
Ryan bails for like a month to go do something? No.
It's yeah.
In the Xavier
It's
model?
not that important.
No. Ryan actually was thinking about doing an internship, applying for one, or he applied for one in Seattle. And I was like, I mean, if you get it, like, cool, but like it's 3 months.
Oh
Ooh.
Yeah.
man.
And then my mom was like, you could just move in with us again during that time. And I was like, I'm good. Pass. But I don't know. I don't know what I do. I probably just use your fucking hand.
I
Let's be
know.
honest. Just use your hand. You're fine. Yeah.
It'll be okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
When you guys go
The
on-
dick's not really hitting what you need it to anyways when it's inserted. Let's be real. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need a new penis.
The clitoris. Well, the clitoris. Most women reach coitus through clitoral stimulation.
That's
yeah.
true.
Well,
Not
so
vaginal.
this is an interesting thing. Okay,
Sure.
so if Ryan is on the road, or Oscar or whatever. Well, actually, you probably do all kind. You're
You're not
weird.
gonna ask me?
Well, I know what you
You're
do.
weird.
Do you and Ryan get on the phone and do a little?
We've
cyber
never-
hanky-panky? Never.
Do I seem like someone that would be any good at that at
You
all?
are right now. I thought you watched porn.
No, because I can't take myself seriously doing something like that. And I would be like, this is fucking weird. I don't like this. Not at all. And then I'd end up doing some weird voice because I'd sing something and be like, I am so uncomfortable. I don't like this at all. And it would end our relationship. I'm almost positive. No cyber.
I got pretty good at it when I actually dated somebody that was long distance. Like,
did you get a grade?
Thousands of miles long distance. I mean,
the guy you met at the airport.
The guy, no. God damn it! I'm so sorry. I told that story. No. I guess I don't know how you would say. I'd say I was pretty good at it, but
I mean, it came.
Yeah, that's the point of it. I mean, I never did, but it was only
A+.
It doesn't matter if I did; it just matters if he did, and that's how you know. I guess it was good. I don't know, but
have you guys ever seen?
Hang on, why doesn't it matter if you did? It should matter. That's a selfish lover.
Well, we are not together anymore,
good.
so
Good.
My buddy Stevie Weeby has a podcast, and he always talks about weird sex products in some of the episodes. And there's one where it's no matter where you are in the world, like you can hump this machine, and then that machine will mimic your actions on the other side.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah. Wait, how does that work if you're like on the other side of the world?
Through Wi-Fi.
Yeah, like your phone.
You just stick it in there, and then on the other side, it's like.
Huh?
Weird.
I feel like there's just a level of. I don't want to say desperation, but it's more of like your hand is not good enough, so therefore we have to invest in this very expensive and high-tech sex toy. Like, nah.
Well, like Nintendo's not good enough. You got to invest in a VR fucking. See, it's the same shit. You want the experience.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Flick your bean like a pilgrim, okay? Use your hand.
Like you bought Date Night with Johnny Depp or whatever video game, and you put that VR on.
Hey, okay, if they had such a thing, I would definitely. I would be a part. I would take part. Oscar would be like, "Hey, I thought we were gonna have date night. I am having date night, bitch."
What I like is that Kylie said, "I don't know who you are right now." To me, it just hit me that I don't know if you guys realize Caitlin's really the filthy one of the two of us. Like she will talk about anything, and I'm like a fiercely private person as far as like anything. Like people don't know about me and Ryan. Like if we have fights, if we have sex, like no. As far as people know, we are abstinent and we are silent in our home because I'm very much someone that's like, no, don't need to talk about that. Not in the least. I don't know why. It's just how I've always been. It's just like my Venmo is private. Someone asked me the other day, she was paying me for doing makeup at a wedding, and she goes, I can't find you. All I can find is this person that only has one transaction on there. And I was like, yeah, is it for a shirt? And she was like, yes. And I was like, yeah, that's me. And she was like, why aren't any of the other girls? And I was like, everything's private. I don't need people to know how much money I've got. I don't need people to know how I make my money. No, thank you. And then I'm sure she was like, did I hire a sex worker to do makeup for my daughter's wedding? No, you didn't. I'm just weirdly private.
Hey, that's a rarity these days.
Yeah.
But Caitlin will, one day we'll get Caitlin here, and she'll just open right up about it all. She does it on our podcast, and I'll be like, Jesus Christ. Like, there are times where I'm like, I don't know why we're talking about this. And she'll be like, what? And even Mike will be like, Jesus Christ.
I love it.
We even each other out pretty nicely.
Nice. Well, it's getting towards the midnight hour. We got some shout outs.
Yes. Shout out to Dandy Aesthetic for all the cuteness. Again, she will be at the market on the 24th. I had something else that was going to go along with that, and I completely blanked. But anyway, yes, and thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
It's always super fun when you're here. It's very loosey-goosey, very funny. I love it.
you.
Do love Megan.
Thank
She's
you.
made the Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's taking part in my paintbrush social club contest.
Paintbrush Social
It's
Club.
gonna be fucking cool. And thanks to my wife for always being dope. And allowing me to jump in if I walk in and she's masturbating.
I'm that dope.
Not leaving him for screaming at a toddler.
I'm pretty dope. Shout out to me.
Hey, sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you gotta.
Next.
So do I just anybody? Great.
She mic dropped it.
So I'm gonna shout out Sloppy Seconds, which is Caitlin's vintage line. It's
Yes.
Yeah, not a
curated
porn site.
vintage from the 60s to the 2000s.
Very
she has
cute.
a bunch of stuff. She'll also be at Skellington Market. And then also our podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, time went by so fast. We didn't get a
Well,
chance to
I
talk
know,
about
I'm
it.
sorry.
And also, if people
We're
want
back.
to buy some of your tumblers,
At Shop Dandy Aesthetics on Instagram. I'm sorry, Shop Dandy Aesthetic. It'd be good if I knew my business name. On Instagram, and Facebook is just Dandy Aesthetic.
nice.
So, but yeah, podcast is back. We're doing creepy stuff now instead of excuses. It's still called What's Your Excuse because we are
Nice.
still who we are. But yeah, having fun,
Awesome.
enjoying it.
Good.
We'll
Awesome.
check
Go
it out.
Rogue
Yeah.
Media, right?
Yep.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.